get into some white people drama.
That's a good segue.
Let's start with
Crack drama.
Barstool. Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy has bought back Barstool. So there's a video that describes this a lot better. I'll link it in this description of the short video, and I'll put it in the long video as well too if y'all want to watch it, because it just summarizes, it breaks down perfectly. So Dave Portnoy a couple years ago, like 2-3 years ago in 2019, I think, sold Barstool Sports, but a certain percentage of the company, because they were trying to get into sports betting and things of that nature.
Yeah, okay.
So he sold it was like 20%. Now, mind you, this video is going to break it down. My percentages might be all the way off, but long story short, when I wrap it up, it's all going to make sense. You know what I'm saying? And we're getting to the same point, even if the percentages and numbers are off. But the original buy-in was like $200,000, right? $200 million, sorry. So he sold that portion of the company for $200 million, 30% or something. Then they came in and wanted to buy a little bit more and worked it all the way up to like 49% or something, right? Eventually, overall, the ticket that he ended up making off of selling half or majority of his company was $500 million. And this whole point of selling it for that large sum was so that the company could branch into sports betting and things. Now, the company that bought the sports betting, this company that bought Barstool and was there to exercise the sports betting thing, they got bought out by Disney, because Disney is starting some sort of sports betting thing. Because, you know, when Disney sees an industry where they can get billions of dollars, possibly untaxed, you know, whatever, they're going to come and take all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was some sort of savage business clause in this that if you sell the company that I'm selling you, and at any point you want to change the name or the logos, you have to give me the rights to sell it back to me first before you sell it off to Disney. So they went back to Dave Portnoy and he bought it back for $1.
Oh, shit.
And this was maybe about a week ago.
How is that possible?
Yeah,
And the reason
why did that happen?
And so all contractual stuff with this video will also break down. But long story short, the reason he was able to get it back for $1 is because this company is going to claim $800 million as a tax write-off, as money that they invested into this company. And so it was still a win for them, because they'll get to claim more because they put so many resources into buying it and selling it back. They get to, even though they gave him $500 million, which he still got the $500 million, they get to write off $800 million. He gets to buy back for $1. And if the company ever transitions back into sports, they are the first to get the rights back, and they go right back up to their 50% that they had originally bought from him. So it's like one of those things. So as long as Dave Portnoy doesn't go back into sports betting, he keeps 100% of the company. If he dips back into sports betting, that company comes back and gets their 50%. Exactly. Okay. Same reason, same way that he was able to come back and get his for $1.
So he must be friends with these niggas. He must have a good relationship.
Possibly, yeah, kind of thing, but it's kind of like standard business practices too, in terms of like selling portions of your company and stuff like that. But this all happened within a week ago when he
That shit just made my head hurt.
Yeah, it's a little
tracking
deep,
all these rights, nigga.
Yeah, it's a little deep, but all that happened within a week ago, and the reason I'm saying that is because he just got back to Barstool full time, right? And him giving back to Barstool full time, he lit shit on fire immediately, and had the Bobbi Althoff drama going down. So he
say her last name again, because on the way here we were practicing, not practicing, but like we were just butchering that shit.
Bobbi Althoff.
He made me think.
I thought it was Althoff.
Yeah, he made me think that she was part of the superior race in Germany.
Yeah, Bobbi Althoff. Yeah. So what's funny is Bobbi Althoff is slowly reaching her demise right now. The Drake interview has gotten pulled down, and I thought it was funny. You know, I was hating on the little white girl not too long ago, last week.
Yeah, you was kind of hating on her. You know what I mean? You was like, guys, let's talk about why this white bitch is even relevant.
Pretty much.
Like, I don't know.
Pretty much.
Just a white bitch.
The first note in our weekly notes, I said, this white bitch is talking to other white people about niggas, and I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll watch that clip first. So Dave Portnoy, he's back. I just bought my company back for $1. It's time to get this bitch. It's time to heat it up. You know what I'm saying?
Get these body armors on the table, front and center.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Kane's is sponsoring this shit.
Let me get it heated up. Bobbi comes.
Presented.
We got a whole new version of Bobbi. We ain't never seen Bobbi with this much energy. We ain't never seen her less awkward. He's doing his thing, being controversial.
I've never seen her titties this covered.
She looks like a Mormon, right? She looks like a Mormon right now.
So let's watch this, and this is her shitting on Lil Yachty, but Dave doing what Dave does as well.
That one was like, that one we talked for too long. That was like 2 hours. Because we're like the same age and stuff, and it ended up being just like easy to talk to him about like everything.
He was our worst interview we've ever had on BFF.
Yeah,
really?
He was like eating pizza. Yeah.
Some people love it.
It's like a top 3 though.
He just
Probably
like
worst
opened
interview.
it on his phone, like FaceTime. He's like, "What am I doing?" He's like eating
he
a
didn't know what was
pizza.
going on. He was paying no attention. We almost we were very close to signing him after the fact to do a podcast with us. Fell through at the very end, but
Oh my gosh.
yeah, he has one that just
he does.
Yeah, that was almost with us, but
Wow.
shit happened.
That's crazy. I didn't know that you guys did one with him.
Yeah.
I thought it was like my longest one. He did FaceTime Drake during it.
Well, I think he knew what he was getting into with you.
Yeah.
I think he had no idea with us, and he
didn't.
was
He started opening up
quite
Amazon
disinterested.
packages. It was pretty crazy.
So
No, well, the good thing about mine though is like, so when I walked into his house to do that, I'm, like I said, I'm really awkward. I walked into his house and I felt so awkward. Like I didn't know what to
I'm
do.
not buying the awkward stuff.
You
because
didn't
you're
see me
not
like
really
walking up
awkward.
here. You saw me walk into here when I knew
But
we were
this
gonna
is
like.
an awkward environment.
I know.
You weren't
I don't know. I
awkward
do
at all.
well under. I don't know. Maybe I need like a
Composure
therapist.
when
You guys.
she's
That's
around.
why.
I don't think
When
I could
she's-
take that much white woman voice in my head one time.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Let's take a break for all the listeners. This is a lot. This is a lot.
She's only
Slow it
awkward
down.
around black people.
That
But she's very normal around her race, her people. You get what I mean?
No.
Because it's like, what the fuck?
Paying attention.
Granny,
I knew. Yeah.
But
I
granted-
knew one of y'all would get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said
But granted-
this is white folks talking about niggas, and I don't like this.
these are two people saying that Lil Yachty is weird, so that could just be Lil Yachty's a little blurred.
Lil Yachty's a little off, and I feel like their microphones are all different volumes. And that was fucking me up too.
But
Yeah, they put importance over her
so
mic.
yeah, and we ain't never heard her talk this fast.
Or this much.
She's live. She's lively.
She usually doesn't talk with this much tempo. Like, usually it's like...
She's like, yeah,
energy either. Yeah,
and
it
like,
normally doesn't have
Sound
so
like
much
a
energy.
Powerpuff Girl.
yeah.
But
And
you
then-
see how they get when they get around their people, though.
Yeah.
But you know what I like about Dave, though. Even though Dave has done some very racist and questionable things in the future, I'm not calling him a racist, but he's done some very weird things with black people, calling not Shakar, the filthy black bitch.
Yeah,
or
he's a
the
little fluid when it comes to that.
Yeah, he's fluid with the racism.
Yeah.
The classless black bitch.
Angela Reese.
Or Angel Reese.
What's her name? Angel Reese?
Angel Reese.
Yeah.
Angel Reese. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, facts.
He's had his
Yeah, he did say
moments.
that too.
He's had his moments. And then
Forgot about
Gilly's had his little weird moments too, where he was like, I gave Dave the N-word pass. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, who gave you that right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, one thing I did like though, at least Dave keeps it consistent because he threw this white bitch under the bus. You know what I'm saying? He said, I just got my company back. Bitch, you're on the chopping block too. Anybody can get it. I need some headlines.
The devil said I need a live sacrifice.
And race don't matter right now.
Throw this bitch in the volcano.
I'm back in the office. We got to get these numbers up. God damn it, Dave's in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus
Back at 100%.
Rice.
So
I wonder what he has written down on that paper.
we don't have to keep watching
of
this
porn
because
stuff.
I don't think this whole thing. She's just shitting on Yachty a little bit, but that's all fine though because what happens later is he has a DM conversation with her and just straight messy. I mean, his first week back, he made sure he kept it as messy as possible. He invited the hottest new podcaster up there. He got her to talk down on Yachty. Then he exposed a DM conversation where she possibly might have slept with Drake, and then he put it all together. So this is her putting it out afterwards. But this is what he did first to put his company on the map. So let's watch the video first.
It's like, I heard that Bobbi slept with Drake and is getting divorced. So I asked her. I DM'd Bobbi.
What? You asked her, did you sleep with Drake and are you getting a divorce?
Yeah. She's like, I'm not
I hate that nigga.
commenting on that
Me too.
publicly.
Wait, so you just outed her?
Oh.
You just outed her not public comment?
Nice and
Yeah.
messy. Nice and messy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Big pin shit.
Yeah.
That's big pin
I like
podcast.
that.
Yeah.
So that set the internet on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the Drake interview had came down. Not only did the Drake interview come down, you coming out of nowhere talking about
Nigga, she's coming.
you know what I'm saying?
Does taking down the Drake interview prove that he put hot sauce in that pussy?
No.
I don't know, but I think everybody's using it for clout. Like everybody's using Bobby as a sacrificial clout lamb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's easy right now.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I
easy.
mean?
And
Monkey
she's
see,
awkward
monkey
enough
do.
to, not defend herself.
It's getting to her a little bit as well too, because she had another one where she was kind of snapping out on a nigga. But
Yeah, I could tell all of this is gonna make her explode.
yeah, nobody can.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, it's kind of scary to even be like. I've always like looked at like the older I've gotten, I've thought like, man, we wanted to make it so bad when we first started rapping at 19, 20. I'm like, what the fuck would I have done with $2 million at 19 years
Oh,
old?
you would have been in a
proper.
360
Nothing
until you were
Nigga,
32.
I would have been a terrible person.
Fucking done for.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
probably buy diamond and crescent condoms and not
you know,
use them.
just
Yeah.
dumb shit.
A
But
condom
at-
chain.
And even at Bobby's level, well, she's 25. She's young, but she's not that young. You know, she's a mother, whatever. But shit, I mean, 3 interviews in, you went from, I don't know who the first. You went from Funny Marco to Drake to Lil Yachty to Mark
Tyga
Cuban. It's like what
to
the
Mark
fuck?
Cuban,
It's like how the
Offset,
fuck?
but
This
it
is
doesn't-
crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that. If we had that trajectory, that would make us. It's hard for anybody to handle.
What if she's just the LeBron James of this?
Nah.
Nah, I think she's starting to crack a little bit.
Yeah.
You think so? The
Yeah,
person-
for sure.
Wait.
But because he did that, she posted the DM actual conversation that they had between each other. And first of all, like this, okay, a grown man texting me like this, I wouldn't even respond to niggas like Dave makes you not want to text him. You know what I'm saying? Because who just comes out of nowhere and says, "My girlfriend says you hooked up with Drake and you got a divorce." I am saying that it's not true.
Is this? Oh my god.
He speaks like a successful man, nigga, straight to the point.
And is this conversation connected to what's happening above with that what link is that TikTok?
I don't know. Actually,
This is her posting that she didn't want to do the podcast with Dave.
It might be because
talking about that link right here?
Yeah, I'm talking about that link because there's
Oh,
no
yeah.
time in between the messages. Like normally, if it was like a different day, it would say Monday.
Oh, I see
So
what
I
you're
think
saying.
that conversation right there is put together. He sends a link. She don't know what the fuck going on with
I
the
see what
two.
you're
I don't know
saying, yeah.
emojis. And now he's saying my girlfriend says you hooked up with Drake and got divorced.
I see what you're saying. Possibly. And then
He
she's
said
like,
I am saying that it's not true.
yeah.
So it's kind of like he.
It's kind of weird. It's like,
It's almost like he assumed it was true, but he was like, publicly I ain't gonna say nothing about
yeah,
this.
that's what I'm saying.
He didn't even ask her if it happened. He was
That's
like,
what
I'm just gonna say it's not true.
Yeah, and then like that's the worst bait out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then she says, "I'm not commenting publicly, but off the record, you're right. That is not true." And he said, "I knew I was right." And then immediately runs to his podcast
And just drops
It
it.
says I was DMing her. She dropped the screenshots because he put a little bit of gas on
Yes.
it. You know that clip that we watched first? It was him putting a little gas on it. That's why she dropped the DM. Like, okay, this is what he really did in the DM.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was purposefully a little loose with how he recanted what she said.
Exactly. Yeah. Can we just talk about that little podcast setup he got? Who the fuck is that? That the white boy?
Yeah, I didn't.
The nigga with the loudest mic.
Yes. Yeah. What's so? It's like every
Yeah.
time he would pop up, I'd be like, "Oh, stop!"
And why did they have him in the corner like a gimp?
Well, I think they're all in different locations.
Oh,
I don't think he's there, and I don't think the girl was there either.
Nah, I felt
don't
like the
know.
girl was there.
Yeah,
Really?
I think
so.
nah. I think
Well,
they
in
was
the
in
second
the same.
in the second video, the girl wasn't there.
yo, that shit
yeah,
was
'cause
confusing as
the
hell.
second video was just like some Zoom shit, but the
Yeah.
first video, I think they was all in the room.
Yeah, but the dude, I don't even know if the dude was there though.
It
Might
didn't
just be
feel
ducked
like
off in a
It
corner.
didn't feel like it because it's so abrupt, and he has a whole different vibe too. Like,
It's like he's on a different planet. He's a
yeah,
different
it's
species.
weird.
I don't know.
It's weird as hell.
I just didn't like him. He said one thing. He was like, you DM'd her if Drake slept with her?
Right?
like,
Yeah,
nigga,
He does.
It's on some TMZ shit. Like when they like how they'll like the TMZ version that comes on TV.
Yeah,
Like how
but
it's like corny as hell, and they're just like, "Did you really ask him that when he came out the restaurant?" You know, like they be doing that corny shit that Harvey be doing, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's the equivalence to saying like a nigga falling and be like, that nigga just fell. It's
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, he just fell.
Right,
He
right.
does
right.
seem important on the show though, because like he
Nah.
was the only one in the moment that realized, like, nigga, like
You just did some grimy
you
shit.
just did some grimy shit.
But the way his tone of voice was like he's faking the
Fabricated.
emotion.
Yeah.
Like he figured out 2 hours ago, so he's doing like that whole
Every
like,
time he spoke,
man.
it felt fake as hell.
Like it's like you faking your emotions, like nigga.
Yeah, what do they call the Barstool fans? Stoolies? I think they call them.
Sounds crazy.
I think they call them
I
stoolies.
would never want to be called
That's
a stool.
crazy.
Yeah, that sounds
I get
disrespectful.
sat on.
Yeah,
nigga?
You a piece
I think
it
yeah,
sounds like
Barstool.
shit. It sounds like feces.
Yeah, type of Barstool
Yeah.
fan base name. I'm pretty sure it's 𝙼𝙾𝚃.
Yeah, probably.
Why do you have to like have a name?
Bro,
You had to have a name
I
for
don't
your
think I have
fan
to have a
base?
name, but I think it just happens.
the people want the name, Tony.
Yeah, I think it's the
Yeah.
people. Yeah, and I think it just happens. Like, I mean, shit, we've named our people classmates. You know, student
did that?
body, student body. You're like, it's a university. We have they're all part of the student body.
There's a couple different teachers on here. I call them niggas. Lauren might call them something else. Group might call them something else.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
I think it just naturally happens when you have a following, whether you whether you want to name them or not. It's just gonna happen.
And the fact, I'm glad like we can't just find this because that means they are very famous. If we could just look up what their fan base is called. Like, look up what Taylor Swift calls her fans. It's going to pop up Swifties or whatever.
Swifties, yeah.
Like, that's going to pop up.
Swifties, the Beehive, the Bobs.
Yeah.
What are Drake's fans called? Shaman?
Yeah.
Yeah, 𝙼𝙾𝚃's blogs. Yeah, get all the latest 𝙼𝙾𝚃's blogs.
Wow.
Yeah.
𝙼𝙾𝚃s, yeah. Now, that
𝙼𝙾𝚃s.
doesn't have good marketing. I wouldn't be proud to be a 𝙼𝙾𝚃.
I wouldn't want to be, it's nothing.
I'd rather be a fan of the Knicks. I'd rather be a Knickerbocker.
But I guess the brain idiots is the idiot.
Idiots. It is.
Yeah. The idiots.
And then
𝙼𝙾𝚃's
Flagrant is asshole army.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right here on their page too. 𝙼𝙾𝚃s, and they got that shit going on.
Yeah.
He looked like a 𝙼𝙾𝚃. That's a demographic. You could probably file that shit on your taxes.
So yeah, I just like that Dave Portnoy just sacrificed Bobbi for him buying. I liked it. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like a
Maybe
sacrifice.
that's why she's gotten so far.
Nah,
Maybe people kept just inheriting this white woman. And it's like, let's just use it for something.
I
Yeah.
thought she
Drake
married.
interview.
I thought
Boom.
she was married to like
a millionaire. She
some
is.
nigga who's connected.
She is.
And then she's already signed to the agency that Drake is signed to.
Correct.
So that was just a phone call away.
All that
you
is
know
all.
what I mean?
All that is true.
What did
It's
they
on record.
sign her as? Broadcast talent?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
personality talent. Yeah. Because they signed Drake too, and I don't know what the fuck they do for him, but clearly something important.
And all it takes is one favor. You know what I mean? Like
It's like
One trip to the Oval Office.
some of those talent management companies. It's just like it's like I don't want to say the Illuminati, but it's like what they say a frat's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You know
like
what
the
I'm saying?
Masons.
Yeah, it's like the Masons. Yeah. So once you're in, nigga, the fact that you even,
You get a little
Our
sticker to
sign-
put on your car.
I think that's how Happy Dad is, honestly.
Happy Dad is a cult.
Happy Dad.
That's a religion.
Like I think the fact that Drewski's part of Happy Dad is big for him. It's really big because
That's what got him the AT&T
This nigga
commercials.
Drewski has his own sports agency.
I didn't know that.
For Lifers, nigga. For Lifers Sports Agency. If you type it in, it's gonna pop up.
What?
He signed some football nigga.
This is as real? Is it?
For
is this like
Lifers.
could have been records?
Fort Lifers, yep, sports agency.
Yeah, found about Drewski.
Shout out to Drewski. He's out here fucking getting it.
Empowering athletes, building brands, creating legacies. Nigga.
What are they promising?
Zoom in.
Zoom in on the
Zoom
bullet
in.
points.
Yeah, let's just get to
Professional contract representation and management, NIL endorsements and partnerships, personal brand development, social media support, community involvement, and networking.
That's a lot.
I don't know. This sounds like a fucking ebook.
It sounds like the basic.
I mean,
Like-
that's all an agent does, right? And
Yeah.
what makes an agent better is the clients that he gets and puts in position. So it's
Yeah.
like,
You don't have to worry about cool photos being taken of you.
yeah,
nigga.
you know what I'm saying. So it's like you got to start somewhere. He starts putting a couple niggas in position. All of a sudden, his whole company got credibility.
And
A couple
then-
of these university niggas go to the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. You get a couple
Yeah.
transition from college to NFL. All of a sudden, your company's reputable.
And Drewski seems like he knows a lot of important white people.
Absolutely.
Like he does so much. He
Yes.
does so much content on golf courses that's
Happy
like,
Dad, nigga.
who are you hanging
Happy,
around?
that's
nigga?
Happy
what I'm
Dad,
talking
nigga.
about.
Yeah.
The Happy Dad family.
He got that on the golf course.
The Happy Dad family is a family that could get a Trump interview, an Elon Musk interview. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Which is why him as a black person, I thought it's amazing.
But it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with their branding. Yeah. Shout out
Yeah.
to Happy Dad.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Dave Portnoy and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
but that's about it though with them.
Yeah.
Did we put a button in that? Like, did we finish that off? Or did we get distracted by Drewski and his endorsements and his endeavors?
We got distracted by somebody and we didn't put a button in that. It's
white girl magic, you know. That's all it is. It's
Yeah.
white girls rock, nigga.
Yeah. Let's just leave it right there. Literally. And this is, I have a quick one.